Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys. Okay, now I will explain to you about understanding of passive voice. Passive voice is a comprehensive guide to grammatically structure. Okay, for first, okay, introducing to passive voice. What is passive voice? The passive voice is a grammatical structure where the subject is the receiver of the action, not the doer. For example, in chocolate is loved by everybody. The focus is on chocolate, the instead of the people who love it. Like a chocolate is loved by everybody. Now the chocolate that is still of the people who love it. Okay. So why understand passive voice? Understanding passive voice helps to convey information without specifying who perform the action. This structure is useful in contexts where the door is unknown, irrelevant, or when the action is of greater importance than the subject. That's why we must understand of passive voice. So, formation of passive voice. The first is a grammatical structure. Okay, the passive voice is formed by using a form of the verb to be, like to be, along with the past participle of the main verb. For example, in the cake was eaten by the children was a form of to be and eaten past participle that created by passive structure. An example also like the water was drunk by the children. That the was is the verb to be, and the drunk, the past participle, the create the passive structure, and the verb forms in passive. Different verbs different verb tenses require specific forms of to be in the passive voice. For instance, the present simple use is or are plus the past participle, while the past simple use was or were plus the past participle, adapting the structure to convey the correct action timing. So, when to use passive voice? When we must use passive voice? Okay, I will explain emphasizing action over door. The passive voice is beneficial when the action itself is more significant than the individual performing. For example, £1 million were donated to the Children's Hospital. Highlight the act of donating, saving because away from the donor. So, unknown or unimportant door. Utilizing the passive voice is appropriate when identity of the door is known or irrelevant. For instance, for example, like this beautiful bridge was built in 17 and 1732, omit the builder's name as it does not impact the sentence significance. So, a voice door, like in a situation where the door is evident, the passive voice can streamline communication. Like an example is like Bill was arrested last night, where the context suggests the police at the door, making the action unnecessary. Okay, sorry, that for the next is transforming active to passive voice. From active voice to passive voice, how we transform it. Okay, first step to convert an active sentence into passive. Follow the steps. The first, identify the subject, verb and object, because this third about this that must in passive voice. And the second is move the object to the subject position. And the third is determine the tense of the active sentence. And the fourth, use the appropriate form of to be and add the past participle of the main verb. And this is so important for us to know the step by step to make a passive voice. And the last is optionally include the original subject with by. Okay. First is present simple tense. In the present simple tense, the transformation follows this structure. Like object plus is, am, are plus past participle plus by plus subject. This for present simple tense. For example, the children eat the cake. Now, this is active voice. So if we want to transforming to passive voice, we can say becomes the cake is eaten by the children. That the object is the cake, is mr is like the cake is like that. That is to be. So the it that we change for past participle or verb 3. And the and plus by and for subject. The subject is the children. The cake is eaten by the children. And this structure emphasizes the action rather than the door. So this is past simple tense or verb 2. For the past simple tense, the structure changes to object plus was or were plus past participle plus by plus subject. An active sentence, like in active sentence we said like he finished the report. Now if we want to perform it, if we want to change or performing it to passive voice, we say the report was finished by him. So that there is a object that the report is object. So was and were. So plus participle like finish. This is finish. So in this also finish, because passive voice that identical with third verb 3. I'm sorry, with verb 3. So by subject, and the subject is him. And if we want said I visited the mother. So if to passive voice we said the mother was visited by me, like that. Okay, this highlights the completed action's significance. Okay, so present continuous tense. Present continuous tense transformation occurs as follows: object plus is, am, are plus being plus past participle plus by plus subject. For instance, or for example, like they are painting the house, turns into passive voice that being the house is being painted by them. And this structure captures ongoing action effectively. And for other example, like they are uh, they are waiting in the house. They are waiting. They are waiting in the school. Okay, in the school is being waiting by them, like that. So there is this present perfect tense. Okay, present perfect tense is transforming present perfect tense follows this format like object plus have or has plus been plus past participle plus by plus subject. And for example, like she has completed by assignment. And if we shift to passive voice, that become the assignment has been completed by her. And this emphasizes the action result, like the object, like the assignment is object, and we add the has, so plus been plus participle that completed and by, and the subject is her. And for the future tense, the structure is object is object will be past participle plus by plus subject. An active sentence, like in active we say they will announce the result. And if we change to passive voice, that becomes the result will be announced by them. Okay, in this the future tense is announced, and the object like the result and will be announced. So this chance to past participle that announced it by them, like that. This showcases anticipate action effectively. Okay, that's for future tense. Okay, the last is practice and application. Exercising for recognizing passive voice. Engage with exercises that involve identifying passive voice construction in sentences. Highlight passive form in text, such as news, articles, or literature. To practice identifying to use. This will reinforce your understanding of when and how the passive voice is applied. And common use and document. The passive voice frequently appears in scientific reports like documents and newspaper. And mm, we can meet for the passive voice in all, like a newspaper, like majalah, like the news that written by reporter, like that. It allows for anonymity when the agent is unknown, and focusing instead on the action or the result rather than who performed the action, enhancing objectivity. So the resource for further learning. To improve grammar skills, join the English Grammar Challenge. Like if you want to improve your grammar skills, that you must improve your grammar challenge, like the passive voice from the active voice or to the passive voice, how by step, like that. And this offers practical exercises addressing common grammar mistakes while providing incentives for complication. And changing in community activities can enhance understanding and retention of the passive voice usage. And that the understanding passive voice a comprehensive guide to grammatical structure. And if you want to learn about more, if you want to learn more about passive voice, you can search in YouTube how to use passive voice and how to make a passive voice from the active voice and to passive voice by step by step. Okay, okay, maybe that's all for me. And if I haven't mentioned, I sincerely assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.